My name is Esther Wachuku. Today promises to be quite engaging. If you are joining us for the very first time, I would say welcome to you. This is the People's Station. This is where your voice resonates. This is where we amplify your voice. This is the station that brings the people to government and will bring the government accountability to its people. We question the government's policies, the government's directives, and we actually get reactions and responses from you, our listeners, are privileged, educated listeners. So if you're joining us for the very first time, I want to say welcome and thank you for being part of the VOP family. We do this audio visual and we do sincerely apologize for a couple of you that would have loved to participate virtually for the past 2 days thereabout, but it's been sorted, so we're good to go. So you can join us virtually at VOP 903 FM on YouTube. We're currently streaming live, and like I said, we have quite a lot to discuss today. First of all, the Managing Director, Chief Executive Officer of Nigeria's Social Insurance Trust Fund, Oluwaseun Mayomi Faleye, has been accused of diverting over 240 billion naira to fund the 2027 Lagos State governorship ambition of Hakeem Muriokunola, the principal private secretary to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Multiple sources familiar with this development said that Faleye was allegedly installed as NSITF boss through the influence of Hakeem, who is said to be positioning himself for the Lagos governorship race in 2027. According to sources, the alleged diversion of funds triggered petitions to the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, prompting invitations to Faleye for questioning. However, the investigation is now said to be facing intense pressure from powerful political interests. A particular spokesperson on condition of anonymity disclosed to Sahara reporters that Faleye frequently boasts of enjoying presidential backing, a claim that has emboldened him to allegedly flout financial regulations and internal governance structures. The source added that Falaye's claims have raised serious concerns within the agency about what exactly he means by the presidency and whether such backing is real or merely self-proclaimed. Further revelations suggest that the EFCC's investigation may have been deliberately stalled. 240 billion naira to fund somebody's governorship ambition, supposedly the principal private secretary to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Wow. Amazing. Okay. An explosion today was caused by an improvised explosive device. It hit the Bayelsa State Secretariat complex in Yenagoa early this morning. The blast occurred at 6 a.m. It prompted an immediate security response as operatives moved swiftly to secure the area and prevent further danger. Movement in and out of the complex was temporarily restricted while thorough safety checks were conducted. The Bayelsa State Police Command confirmed that the explosion did not result in any casualties or damage to buildings within the premises. In a statement issued shortly after the incident, the Commissioner of Police, CP Iyama, detailed the rapid deployment of security personnel to the scene. Now, you do know that the Deputy Bayelsa State Governor passed on, and obviously the tussle for a deputy to be reinstated. We do not know if the bombing of the Bayelsa State Assembly Complex is politically motivated, but then we'll get more details on that particular conversation. Now, the electricity workers in Nigeria, under the aegis of the National Union of Electricity Employees, they have threatened to go on strike over unfulfilled demands. Recall yesterday, Juhesu said they were also about to embark on strike if by April the government does not heed to their needs. They're going to go on a nationwide lockdown in the health sector. Now it's electricity employees who are threatening the federal government. The workers issued a 21-day nationwide strike notice to the federal government over what they described as widespread anti-labor practices, wage violations, non-remittance of deducted tax, pension, and worsening job insecurity in the Nigerian electricity supply industry. According to the workers, failure to resolve all the pending issues within the 21 days would result in strike action capable of crippling electricity generation and distribution nationwide. Are we actually enjoying electricity as in at this point in time with how hot the weather is? Okay. Meanwhile, the United States has introduced new legislation aimed at increasing accountability for human rights abuses in Nigeria. The legislation also includes potential sanctions against Fulani militias and former Kano State Governor Rabiu Kwankwaso. Rabiu Kwankwaso. Okay. According to the lawmakers, the proposed legislation seeks to strengthen the impact of previous U.S. actions in Nigeria. So the federal government has the names of these persons who are considered to be militias, who are being sponsored by certain elements. And these individuals actually are trapezing around our political space. Were they waiting for the US to mention this? Rabiu Kwankwaso, who would have thought? I mean, this story has been on since morning, and a couple of persons actually raised eyebrows, like Rabiu Kwankwaso, like the same Rabiu Kwankwaso, of all persons that you guys could have mentioned, Rabiu Kwankwaso. Okay, well, like I said, the potential sanctions against Fulani militia, Miyeti Kautau Haure, exactly that organization. Remember that last year, Trump designated some organizations as an organization of particular concern and restricted their entry into the United States of America. Miyeti and Kautau Haure was that organization. But this time around, they're passing a bill today for that organization to be considered as a terrorist organization and Fulani-backed militia. Now, I feel that is actually quite dangerous. Not all Fulanis are terrorists, but because the leaders in these areas have refused to come out to distance the tribesmen from the onslaught of these individuals carrying out this mayhem, they have conscripted all of them as terrorists. Well, this is the bill that is being sat. So according to what Riley Moore said, today I'm proud to introduce the Nigeria Religious Freedom and Accountability Act of 2026 with Rep. Chris Smith, U.S. Representative Riley Moore. Moore is a Republican. He emphasized the U.S. commitment to global religious freedom, adding that the U.S. is a Christian nation. As such, we must stand with persecuted Christians around the world. Legal experts and advocates have highlighted the bill's focus on accountability for specific actors involved in religiously motivated violence, and there are talks that more names and more individuals will actually be mentioned. Well, it seems that it's only the US that can possibly open their mouth and say something about it. Meanwhile, the federal government of Nigeria has congratulated the Islamic Republic of Iran on the anniversary of its Islamic Revolution, describing the event as a historic milestone in Iran's modern history. In a press release issued today, signed by Kimiebi Imomutimi Ebienfa, the spokesperson for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Nigeria said the anniversary reflects Iran's enduring commitment to sovereignty and national development, that Nigeria recognizes the significance of the anniversary to the Iranian people and acknowledges their continued pursuit of progress, stability, and prosperity. That Nigeria has good diplomatic ties with Iran, spanning over 5 decades, built on what it described as mutual respect, shared interests, and constructive engagement. Both countries, the ministry said, continues to collaborate at bilateral and multilateral levels across political, economic, cultural, and technical sectors, reflecting a commitment to peaceful cooperation and international partnership. Quite interesting, isn't it? Okay, we're going to see more of this. Meanwhile, former Ekiti State Governor Peter Ayodele-Fayose has claimed that Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde has agreed to leave the People's Democratic Party for the African Democratic Congress ahead of the 2027 presidential election. This is what Ayodele-Fayose is saying. Seyi Makinde has not said anything, so we'll wait for Seyi Makinde's response to what Ayodele-Fayose is saying. Now, recall that yesterday, Atiku Abubakar met in a closed-door meeting with former military administrator Ibrahim Babangida, and according to what we heard, that while Atiku was leaving the premises of Ibrahim Babangida, Seyi Makinde was coming in. So I don't know if both of them had the same interest in visiting IBB or they had different reasons for coming to visit. But when we heard that, we were surprised at what exactly is going on with Seyi Makinde and, Atiku Abubakar. Possibly as they met, they greeted, pictures were taken, and as usual, things are being, taken on a wild spin. All for us to hear today from Ayodele-Fayose that Seyi Makinde wants to join ADC. We await Seyi Makinde's response to these claims. He made the allegation in a statement where he titled "Between Atiku and Makinde: Untold Story of What Happened in Minna Yesterday." According to Fayose, the meeting between Atiku and Makinde took place in Minna, Niger State, and was carefully planned. He said the venue and the people present were selected to ensure trust and political acceptance. He explained that the discussion focused on finding a running mate who would strengthen Atiku's chances in 2027, and that Fayose claimed that Peter Obi was considered unsuitable for the role. He says consideration was given to the fact that Peter Obi will not accept to be Atiku's running mate, and he won't also be acceptable to the North as Atiku's successor. Fahisha further alleged that Atiku is already close to securing the ADC presidential ticket. He said this became possible after the party decided not to zone its ticket to any region. He added that Makinde agreed to defect to ADC with a condition attached. Makinde agreed to join ADC on the condition that he'll be handed the party's vice presidential ticket as Atiku's running mate. Fahisha said the proposal would still be presented to Atiku's inner circle for approval. He also claimed that Makinde pledged financial support for the party's operations. Now, we thought that Atiku was in Mecca for lesser Hajj, because we're asking questions. Why didn't Atiku come out to be part of the electoral bill protest where Peter Obi came on the first day and the second day Amici was there? Rufai is currently in the US. He said he would have been part of it, but he's not in Nigeria. And then we're asking, where is Atiku? We've not been hearing anything else. The obedience and the articulates have been at loggerheads. Apparently, Peter Obi has insisted that he's not taking a vice presidential role, that he's running for the presidential ticket. And so it's possible that if Peter Obi refuses to be a VP, Atiku needs a strong southern candidate as a deputy for him to win the elections. Now, what Aisha is telling us is that since Atiku has refused, or rather Peter Obi has refused to be Atiku's vice, that Seyi Makinde is somebody that is being considered, and that based on the agreement that if Atiku does this 4 years, that the next 8 years will be the turn of possibly someone like Peter Obi, right? But that the North would not want a Peter Obi. I don't know. This one is what Ayode Ifashe is saying. Sometimes these politicians who just want to spin something and start allowing people to talk. They want to feel the pulse of people, to know how people will react to these things. We are continuing the conversation, Sha. Let us hear. Now, Rufai has come out to tell us that when he comes to Nigeria, there's a possibility that the Tinubu's government will arrest him. But I will say, what happened, Mr. Rufai? What's going on? He said because they have been collecting his people like granules. When bird is picking on something, all his close associates that he have been, they've been taking them away for questioning, asking them questions, arresting them, keeping them in detention. That so he believes his nest. He said that it's a politically motivated plot to arrest, detain him upon his return to Nigeria. So my analyst will tell us today why the Nigerian government would want to detain Rufai. Is it connected to any form of terrorism? If the EFCC is investigating him too, not be court supposed to investigate him. If he has been found guilty, I feel before you find anybody guilty, you'd have gone through all the processes before you've been found guilty. So what exactly did you do that you think you'll be taken in at any moment once you come back to Nigeria? So if that is the case, does it mean you're going to stay in the US because you're part of the ADC? You guys are meant to start working like harmoniously towards 2027. So Malami, one of the financial bags, is currently in custody. So that one's, ambition done for now is unknown. Now you now have another strong bigwig who supposedly knows some weaknesses and vulnerabilities or inner secrets of the APC, and he's saying that there's a tendency he'll be arrested. He was raising the alarm where he wrote a letter dated February 10, 2026, and he called it confidential briefing memo with the subject concerns regarding anticipated politically motivated detention on return to Nigeria. He said that the plan had been concluded to arrest him, detain him on trumped-up charges. But while he said he was never Tinubu's friend, he was never Tinubu's associate, he stated that since formally withdrawing his earlier acceptance to serve in the Tinubu administration in August 2023 and subsequently resigning from the ruling All Progressives Congress, my close allies and I have been subjected to repeated investigations by security and anti-corruption agencies. Officials who served in my administration and business persons alleged to be associated with me have been unlawfully detained without charge for extended periods, including my chief of staff. He's been in detention for 50 days. A senior advisor, he's been in their detention for 28 days. A commissioner, also 24 days in their detention. And a CEO, over 70 days, still being detained. A CEO of his company is still being detained for over 70 days. He said they are then arraigned on phantom charges with judges influenced to deny bail or impose stringent conditions. This was a 2-page memo cited by Business Day. Now, here is the thing. He said a similar attempt at persecution by the Yarodua Jonathan administration via the EFCC on him failed and that he was discharged and acquitted of a spurious charge of abuse of office. Now, there are talks that during El Rufai's administration as a governor in Kaduna State that he spearheaded the killings of southern Kaduna Christians, something he has vehemently denied. But a couple of persons see him as a religious bigot, someone who was not fair in his administration, and that possibly he financed, some parts of insecurity. These are the cases that the EFCC is investigating him for. But the big question a couple of persons are asking is, what if El Rufai was with the APC, and with all of this against him, will the EFCC actually be investigating him? And then now that El Rufai is speaking out, it must be very serious. Maybe his companies are being shut down, his monies are also being seized, and very close associates of his businesses that he does work with have been detained. As it is now, El Rufai may not stay in the US for so long. He needs to return. So that some of his accounts can be unfrozen, and how he intends to deal with that is what I don't know. So if all of those supposed bigwigs in the ADC are being picked up, waiting come remain. All right, interesting scenarios today. Natasha Akpoti walked out of a committee. I would have loved us to start off from the onset as to what happened and how it degenerated to that point. But Natasha was speaking on the Ajokuta a company where she complained, as Mindstill and Company, where she complained that there should be a continuity in government, and that she says monies in that ministry and there is no accountability for it. And the president deliberately separated mines and steel. There was a reason for that. There was a committee set up. Natasha was part of the committee and she was talking passionately about it. Let's take a listen to how she wanted to speak, and the person in charge, or the chairman of that committee, actually asked her that, he's going to put the gavel down. She said, no, respect me, do not disrespect me in front of the minister. A couple of persons say Natasha is known to be quite dramatic, but that will be you to decide if that's what you think. Let's take a listen to this.
Please, do you mind if I do so?
Distinguished, let us call it a close for the minister.
It's very important,
when
please.
We come for investigative.
No, Honorable Minister, please, I'd like to say this.
Mr. Minister.
No, please, do not leave the gavel. I still have something to say, and I think you should respect me enough. Please don't do that.
I'm giving you respect.
No, that's not it.
Mr. Minister, your time
Mr. Chairman.
is up. Thank you.
Then that's fine.
You have to wait.
I think you disrespected me more than enough.
No.
On this, no, you can't do this to me. You can't. You spoke up enough to allow me to speak. I have something very vital to interface with the minister. And it doesn't matter if I've spoken once or twice. This is an interactive session. And you agree that we have not met with the minister enough. Only God knows when next we are going to meet with him as a committee.
Okay, so these and some are some of the issues we're looking into this evening. Let me introduce my analyst today. I actually have right here with me in the studio Mr. Elvis Elimehele. Mr. Elvis, good evening. How are you?
Good evening, Esther.
Welcome. And also joining me as well is Mr. Lawal Ekundari. Mr. Lawal, good evening. How are you?
Good evening.
Welcome, sir. So I'm going to start with the Lagos State situation. I was appalled when I saw that report. 240 billion naira to fund the 2027 Lagos State governorship ambition of Hakeem Muyiwa, the principal private secretary to President Bola Tinubu. There are talks that the Tinubu boys carry themselves in such a way like they're untouchable. They do things under Tinubu's names. They have refused to manifest the policies of Tinubu's government. And I don't know if Tinubu is aware of some of these things. But what happened is the fact that apparently this man, who supposedly is being investigated for this money, was allegedly installed as the NSITF boss. You guys, NSITF is Social Insurance Trust Fund. His name is Oluwaseun Mayomi. So apparently this principal private secretary to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the one that installed these Oluwaseun and gave him that particular position. Apparently it was strategic. He allegedly installed him through the influence of Hakeem, who is said to be positioning himself for the Lagos governorship race in 2027. And according to sources, the alleged diversion of funds triggered petitions to the EFCC, prompting investigations to Falaye for questioning. How would you quickly respond to this?
Thank God that the matter is before the EFCC, because NSITF fund is not money. It's money contributed by civil servants. That was used to be Nigeria Providence Fund those days before the name was changed. So this pension money that we keep seeing back and forth. Remember Mena at the time, and now we are hearing of this one again. I mean, this is not supposed to be money that will be for public consumption, especially when you are talking of political consumption. The government should not sweep this one under the carpet, because the people that own this money will definitely ask for it when the time comes. And to come think of it that you are talking about a Lagos State governorship campaign. I mean, is this for the general campaign or for primaries? Or I mean, 240 billion. That's not small money. So what are we talking about? This is not. It should not be swept under the carpet. Thank God that the people that are mentioned, both of them are in APC, and their father is sitting there in Aso Rock. Let's see how transparent the EFCC is going to handle this matter. And now that it's already before the public domain, the people must have to also, if possible, let there be protest on this matter, because this money belongs to the Nigerian workers and not them. So that at the end of the day, people who labored for 35 years and we hear stories that they cannot get their severance package when the time comes. So if there is going to be a protest on this, I will see. The national.
Mr. Elvis, it's not a joke.
It's not a joke. Let the people people now come out.
For somebody's ambition,
yes, let people come out.
Is this what they're using our taxpayers' money for?
To
funnel and divert to someone else's ambition.
So it can't.
I'm just even hearing about this proposed person that is. So is this how they go about it? You tout this person to the president to decide and say, okay, this is whom I expect you to consider and raise your hand for his governorship. Meanwhile, the people are seeing that are being flouted on social media is what's his name? The former governor of Lagos State,
Ambode.
Even the Hamzat, who else again? Bajabi Amila, but I don't know if he's going to take up that position. And one other person. These are the prominent names I've been seeing on social media. So this private secretary, whom we have heard has been, flaunting himself for so long, and these are the persons that Baba Akem Ahmed has been referring to, the Lagos boys, yes, who supposedly don't know what they're supposed to do, but they're there to just eat the money and use the president's influence for themselves. So do you think the president got to know this and possibly ask the EFCC to? I mean, I'm actually surprised that they're investigating their own person, although they are saying this investigation should be stalled.
No, it can never be stalled.
Why
it's
are
already
you
in the
saying
public.
this?
No, it's already in the public domain. The people should take it up, Esther. I mean, this is not the money with that is being mentioned here. 240 billion. It's not. You are not talking of 240 million, 240 naira.
Did you hear what they said? A top source disclosed that Falaye was invited by the anti-graft agency over petitions bordering on the alleged mismanagement of billions of naira, but efforts were immediately made to suppress the probe.
It cannot be suppressed now that it's already before the press. So we'll continue to remind them. We are mentioning it this evening now. So if it has not gotten to this extent that it's in the press, it would have been a different ball game. We'll continue to remind them.
Another insider claimed that when alleged financial loopholes and irregularities at the NSITF were brought to the attention of the president's principal private secretary, this person that collected money that is putting money together for his governorship ambition, that he reportedly acknowledged that the situation was indefensible. Taxpayers' monies. 240 billion.
If the president is sincerely telling Nigerians that he's fighting corruption, this is one of the ones that we are going to use to judge him, because this one is actually happening within his enclave, and he should be able to prove to Nigerians that no sacred cow in fighting.
He actually agreed that the scale of that diversion could not be justified.
Yes, so
that money was too much. He could not justify why it was diverted, who it was diverted to.
But EFCC should do more findings. Who is vital? We have started mentioning names, so these names must be brought up, and the president must not shield anybody, except the president is involved in this. If he's not involved in this, then this matter cannot be swept under the carpet. Esther.
Mr. Elvis, do you believe that they give the president a different newspaper to make it seem as if everything is flowery and calm?
We have heard that.
The reason why I'm asking this is that these things happen under his nose by his close associates. It's like nobody tells him what is actually happening. Like the Minister of Power, Mr. Adelabu. Do you want to tell me that the president doesn't know how Nigerians have been complaining vehemently about how the power sector is being mismanaged? people consider him to be one of the worst ministers.
Yeah.
There are some ministers
Yeah,
that
I
we
spoke
don't
about
even
it
know
last week.
what they are doing.
Yes.
And we thought there was a digital platform created where Nigerians can assess the ministers, poor performing ministers and ministers are doing okay. We thought that the president will, regenerate the cabinet and change the portfolios.
Yeah, we were expecting that.
We
We
were
were expecting
expecting
that at least there will be, swapping or rejigging his cabinet. But unfortunately, the president have not done that. Especially the minister you made mention of, Minister for Power. It's so obvious that the man is actually dabbling in that office, does not even know the rudiment of that office. So, because almost every month we keep hearing about great collapse. People will say, it has been so bad before he came. You forget about it. You are employed to come and bring solution, not to come and compound the problems. So, but this corruption that has just been mentioned now, I want to believe that every other person that is also eyeing that position, that same governorship position of Lagos State, they will be able to help to escalate this, because this is one of the aspirants with so much fat pocket, now 200 and something billion. So no, most of the
and this is the one that they just found out.
Yes, some of the aspirants may not have as much as this. So let them also join Nigerians to escalate this, so that the persons that are involved in this can be brought to book.
Mr. Lawal Ekundare, what do you have to say to this?
Well, when you mention EFCC, I dropped my hand straight. Because EFCC have been known to be kind of biased when it comes to things like this. They'll pick it up and then later they drop it after the noise has died down. They will drop it. We have seen cases like that. Coming back to tell us that it's when the court is the court that will determine whether the person is. So we have so many. When it comes to fighting corruption, I don't know what we fight in this country. We fight something different. We see people as enemies and not to clean the system, just to perpetrate. Because something like this coming up now, and then we are relying on EFCC that will know that something may not come out of it eventually, or it may so stall eventually that it died down. Do you remember the case of the Speaker of the State? Do you remember the state, his case in
Speaker
which...
of the state.
Yeah, this state, the Speaker.
Lagos State. Okay.
There was a time he was removed on allegation of corruption. Do you remember that time? And then it was returned back without any investigation being done, without any clearance. It was returned back and it's still the Speaker up to now. So what are we now saying? So many things swept under the carpet because you are in the good book of...
You're referring to the Lagos State House of Assembly?
Yes. Speaker of the House of Assembly. Remember, yes, that was removed for corruption allegations now. And mismanaging of fund. And then what happened thereafter? There was some kind of, consultation, a sort of, and then the whole thing it was returned and everything died down like that. So are we not going to expect something like that here?
Well, Mr. Elvis, I really don't know what to say to this.
EFCC should be encouraged to do a better prosecution.
It needs to be overhauled.
What I'm saying is that in the space of 2 years or 3 years, 2026 is not yet done. 240 billion.
Esther, do you think this country don't have money? There's money. It's just that it's in the hands of the people, some few people. That's why you keep hearing that it's only when they want to tell us that they want to go and borrow for project that they want to go and borrow. But this one that you made mention of, can't it be used to finance projects? If really the money was so free for one person to move, there's money
to move.
One person can move.
And if it's not aware in the first place that such a money is moving.
The one that was recovered in Ikoyi, in that the man that has just been made ambassador now. That billions that was discovered in Ikoyi flat.
That they dressed like old people and escaped.
Ikoyi flat. Today, this man not made an ambassador now. And that money.
I think that's what brings a question to the credibility of this government, where you're appointing persons who have questionable...
They keep dusting those ones that are... They dust them, repackage them and push them up again. Dust them, repackage them and push them
when
up.
When the noise died down...
So when the noise died down a little bit, they find a better place to put them.
Yes.
So...
Nigeria is the 4th or 5th most corrupt country in the world, and when you listen to all of those things, you wonder. But
I don't even know if there's any country that is much more corrupt than this
before
nation.
EFCC came on board. It's not even as worse as this.
No, 36.
Yeah, I don't even know. 36. I don't
36
even know
most
any.
corrupt country in
I
the
don't even
world.
know anyone that is much more corrupt than this nation. Maybe those ones are in here. Because what we see here is that this country is I mean, like Fela will say a Gestapo nation when it comes to corruption.
It's too much.
It's too much. It's too much. If you want thief, you get us, you go do them. You do it with fear.
They're not they do it with fear for
they
Nigeria
do it with
because
fear,
everybody because the person that is watching you is also a thief. That's where the problem is, Esther. As I'm stealing, the person that is watching me is a thief. The one that is also watching that one is a thief. It's just that I'm the one that is at the first to grab my hand in it.
The person that is exposed at that moment.
At that moment, and
the
thing first fall for my hand. If it fall for the person behind me hand, this I go corner around. Now so it be.
Doesn't make sense.
That's so it be.
It doesn't make sense. Transparency International making a comprehensive report on most corrupt countries in the world. Nigeria ranking 36th.
It's not even 36. It should be maybe 6. Maybe they mistakenly put that 3. It should be like either 3 or 6. Maybe that the other one, the other figure was just mistakenly put there. Because
so when you hear of all of this,
all this, the Malamiso is there.
Yes.
The NNPC 200 and something trillion is there. Nobody is talking
and
about
then there was
that.
now a waiver.
That's a waiver. That's one has been.
Did you hear about the waiver?
Yes.
How much was waived out?
Off. Yeah, so
and no explanation as to why. I thought that you'd be grieved when an investigation like that was found out and set up a committee to investigate those who were in charge of the agency at the time, NNPC at the time. Where did the money go? Like you did a comprehensive audit on Godwin Emefiele. Godwin Emefiele was traced from the first day he assumed office in Buhari's government up till now, that we saw all the estates that he paid for. So why can't such be done?
The group managing director of NNPC, all of them are supposed to be lined up.
All of them.
And you know, especially with all this one.
Look at the case of that Dangote that he brought out.
Yeah.
And now it's like everything is quietly dying down.
They said they set up the matter to investigate the guy.
Investigate. Something is already out.
The guy resigned.
The man resigned. He didn't even deny it.
How will he deny it?
Now, so what investigation are you setting up again? It's already that means for you not to deny means you
the case is before the EFCC. EFCC is still investigating it. So they
investigating.
Dangote withdrew the case from ICPC, and EFCC has taken over the matter. So
the question is, the case is he came up with his evidence. So what are they investigating?
Yeah, but definitely there will be investigation.
Is it not to look at the account?
The scale of equity in law, presume that once you petition me, I must be asked questions, even if you have all.
I'm not saying
even
that
if you
they
have
cannot
all
investigate. What I'm saying that the length. Look at it's taking a long time
it's a process now, Mr. Lawal. They actually have a
process. It's a process.
You remember they told you about what's his name? And EFCC has brought up more charges and evidences against him. I think that they have something to really prosecute him.
And Esther, foreign institutions are involved. This money that the man paid it to a foreign school abroad. So yes, and those ones are going to, when you are talking of private investigation, it's no longer Nigeria affair alone. So protocols and all that. So
meanwhile, electricity workers in Nigeria, under the aegis of National Union of Electricity Employees, they threatened to go on strike over unfulfilled demands. This is not the first time they have threatened to go on strike. I think last year they also threatened to go on strike until we heard that they had a conversation and all that. Now they said that there is widespread anti-labor practices, wage violations, non-remittance of deducted tax, pension and worsening job insecurity in the Nigerian electricity supply industry. This same electricity we're complaining that we're not getting.
Is it not the same minister we are talking about? Electricity, is it not the minister for power that controls electricity? Is it not the same minister? So, and the minister is gearing up to become a governor.
Yes.
And this is how the decay always starts. If that one becomes a governor in a state in this nation, you know what that state is going to suffer.
Do you know?
These are just the issues.
He will now tell you that he has experience in government. He was a minister for so years. So, he has experience. They didn't see what his performance was in that ministry. Because
if this is the reason why we are talking about electoral reform, it has to be credible. Because people like this, if they actually now come back and say they want to come and contest, don't bother. Let them contest. If the election is free and fair, the people will wait for them at the poll and say, you are not competent enough to be a governor in this state. But when they come back with so much large pocket and the election is not free and fair, they now use the money to buy themselves into the power, then this nonsense and this
are you sure we have
continues.
money in this our treasury like this?
Money there, this treasury now, apart from all this
trillion, we person they pack. What's going to remain?
About every arm of government in this nation, everybody that you see that is mentioning DG, SS, whatever their names, they know what they are doing. It is not what we discuss here in the studio, Esther. They know what they are doing.
Oh, wow.
Customs now, are they free? If the day the ones to be out of for custom, you know what is happening in custom. We are talking about NPC. Nobody is looking into NPC. The same thing we are talking about. Which
yes,
of the
said they were looking into it. They arrested some former CEOs, and traced some amount of money to 10 different accounts. One person having 10 different accounts where those monies were transferred to. Where we even heard that they even locked up one of the 7 ministers. I think one of the NNPC CEO or something like that. That was just recently appointed last year. So, okay.
Ojulari, has he not told Nigerians now that the refineries will not work? Do you know that the successive NNPC group CEO have always been pumping money to those refineries because that was a conduit
despite
pipe,
knowing that the refineries
for embezzlement. They know it will not work, but it was a turnaround maintenance, turnaround. But has this one not mentioned it that day now that the refinery did not work? Remember when Obasanjo said these things last year? They were abusing Obasanjo. They said Obasanjo sold off this refinery in 2007. That these things are mere carcass. But when Yar'Adua came into power, they manipulated Yar'Adua and he reversed it. That was what led Dangote was one of the buyers. That was what led Dangote to go and start up his own. Now Dangote's own now is now the Messiah Nigerians are looking on to now. The federal government owned for over the years, the 2017 today, has never worked.
It's quite unfortunate.
Very unfortunate.
Elvis. The United States lawmakers introduced new legislation aimed at increasing accountability for human rights abuses in Nigeria, and it also includes potential sanctions against Fulani militias, obviously Miete Kautal Hawari and other Fulani organizations, and former Kano State Governor Rabiu Kwankwaso. Mr. Elvis, I know you're a historian. Please, I mean, I was surprised to hear Kwankwaso's name. What is it
don't be surprised, Esther. If you are listening to if you are always on this seat, and I keep telling you that it's not just Melo. More names are going to be mentioned. Everybody who is suing in the northern part of Nigeria knows where this problem of this insecurity in Nigeria began from, and it's just that they are not ready to speak the truth to power, and the government is afraid to mention it. If America did not mention this name, now this name is already being penciled down by some political party to make a running mate in one of these political parties. So, and this person contested for presidency of this nation in 2003. You cannot imagine that if somebody of this nation now win an election, is he going to join Nigeria to fight insecurity? He will never join us. He will only be paying lip service. That is what we have been seeing. So more names like the Rabiu Kwankwaso are going to be mentioned if really we want to fight this insecurity. Thank God that this one is coming from the US.
Are we saying that the DSS right here, our internal intelligence agency, are not aware of these individuals trapezing in our country, occupying political seats, so they are afraid to mention them?
Yes.
They are afraid.
Yes.
So they are waiting for the US to be the mouthpiece for them.
Yes.
They are doing exactly what they are told to do. Keep
that
quiet
is just
in
it.
some areas,
they are all aware.
Whoever
that is there today, whether DSS, whatever, or SSS, whatever they call them, they know the genesis of this problem. But unfortunately, the person that is sitting at the top, if he doesn't give them the mandate to say, okay, go and pick up this person, they will never do it. So they are just playing around the gallery. You understand? They know. That's why we are telling us, we want to, since it is America that is now helping us in Nigeria now to talk of insecurity and everything, let them bring out money. The one that was given to Buhari when he was there 34 from UAE, did he not sit on it? Is it not part of the money now and out of all the gather from those people now that we are now seeing with Malami? Malami was the chief law officer, Minister for Justice and Attorney General. That name got to his table, but those people were powerful enough. They were able to silence that name on his table. That was why they were never prosecuted. They were never prosecuted. So they now began to chase. They were chasing all this Yahoo.
Was busy with Igboho that time, using that one to distract
us. When there were serious names with him that he should have thrown out and prosecute. That what made him stupendously rich that EFCC is seeing so much with him now. Because these guys have the money to throw around, to buy anybody.
Kwankwaso, they've mentioned his name. Let him come on air and clear himself.
Yeah,
if he knows that it's a lie, he should come on here
and
defend
you
himself.
see, this one is not mentioned by Nigerians now.
Yes.
If it was mentioned by anybody in Nigeria, will say, oh, because it's opposition.
Yeah.
But the Nigerian government has affirmed that they are sharing intelligence with the American government, and it's a possibility that if the Nigerian government is afraid to release and mention these names for fear of reprisals, then possibly they gave the name to the US for them to do, because I mean they came to Nigeria, right? They gathered all the information they wanted to gather. So obviously questions were asked. They accused the Tinubu government of aiding and abetting these guys. If you know the sponsors of this and you don't want to talk about them, you don't want to mention them, you don't want to prosecute them, then you're aiding them. And obviously Tinubu's government said, no, we are not. It's not a Christian genocide, as you say. It's everywhere, but we'll appreciate your assistance. And so anything the Nigerian government had, they had to submit to them. And when the strike happened in December, the Nigerian government admitted that it was their intelligence that enabled the United States of America's strike precision. So what this whole thing seems like is...
Since then.
What this whole thing seems is like the government knows, they're afraid to mention their names. I don't know why, but it's safe to say, okay, we didn't say anything. Now US talker.
For that is the biggest problem we have in this nation. When a government cannot prosecute people who is supposed, which he has the constitutional right to say anybody that is actually a threat to a country that you are elected as president, that you pick up that person because it's constituting a threat to Nigerians. But unfortunately, you see Nigerian leaders, when they get into power, they will not be able to bring out the names of the people who are terrorists or threat to fellow Nigerians that they swore in the constitution to protect. Unfortunately, now another country is doing that for us. But let me tell you, Esther, this one we just saw now.
Yeah.
I'm even surprised that Rufai is in the US.
He's been in the US for a while. Quite a while. If you notice, after he said what he said, that when time is due, he will say some things, because he really said a lot of things about Tinubu's government, and he called
has nothing to say. It's part of the problem we have in this nation.
I know. So when he said that, because people were asking, Mr. El Rufai, what do you know? You know, we saw some results that he said they said he released and all of that stuff. What do you know? He said when the time is due, he will speak. Since that time, he has been mum. He kept quiet. He's been in the US for quite a while.
I don't even know how.
If he's admitting now that they've been arresting his associates, what does that tell you? He knows maybe somebody has tipped him off that he's the next person to be arrested.
His arrest is even overdue, Esther. I don't even know why the US would give such person visa to enter their country. Knowing fully whether he's 8 years as governor of Kaduna State, more Christians died in Kaduna. If US is actually assisting Nigeria to actually say there is genocide against Christians in Nigeria, El Rufai does not deserve a visa to enter the US.
Maybe he's helping them. Maybe he's helping them with informations to see to the
over there in the US.
Yes, it's possible.
You know, he says he's been kind of writing a book. He's releasing a book. He said he's going to release a book before the end of this year, which he says is in about 8 or 6 different chapters on leadership and the state of the nation.
Everybody that
the book that is coming, we're going to use it to defend himself.
See,
the people that died, can they be brought back? Can they be brought back?
No. See, nobody is saying that. Everybody is accountable. Say your own. Whether you are saying it through a book, you are saying in a court, or you are saying it before a press. Say your own. The moment you hold a certain post, then you have to come back and give accountability to people who are responsible for those putting you there. These are the Nigerians. So say your own. In America, the moment you see the president finishing their tenure, so you see them coming up on air, writing books, telling people so that they can. It's their own way of giving accountability.
Well, while all that is ongoing, El Rufai has confirmed about this story is about 4 minutes ago that he's on. In fact, in the next 48 hours, he'll be in Nigeria from the United States of America. He said he did not go on exile because everyone was asking, why are you quiet? There was a protest. Your ADC members did not come out to show that support. And he spoke yesterday by saying that they are doing stuff on the ground. What stuff are you doing on the ground? The Lagos State Governor just commissioned 20 Renewed Hope buses. 20 for the coordinators. I think they installed the coordinators for the Renewed Hope initiative ahead of President Bola Tinubu's 2027 election, and 20 brand new highways buses were given to them, the state coordinators, today. 20 of them, brand new. Although the Lagos State government is saying it's not a campaign mechanism, it's just a way of delivering dividends of democracy and development to the grassroots. But you know what the obvious situation is.
Yes,
Why
yes.
now? You didn't do that in
Have we-
2025
are they
or
killing us?
2024. You know, it's now branded with the president's face, the Renewed Hope initiative, and all of that. But all of this is ongoing. Let's say that people's monies are being used for certain things. But Rufai is insisting that he's not on self-exile. He's returning very soon. So he's ready to face whatever it is that is ready to be faced. Now there's a gap, there's a question. If Kwankwaso is being investigated and being looked into, because with this thing that the US has said, it's obvious that now there's a permissible searchlight on Kwankwaso. Kwankwaso is not with the APC. Kwankwaso has issues with Yusuf, even if Yusuf says they are still together. And the ADC is planning a big mega rally for Yusuf joining the APC. They're planning that, very soon. Now Kwankwaso seems to be in a lean. He says he can't join the ADC because the plan is for him to be the vice to Peter Obi. But the way the ADC seems like is touting Atiku. And if it is Atiku, it makes no sense him becoming it because to be Muslim. Anyway, we'll take a very short break. When we return, we'll go into this as deep as we can. Do kindly stay with us.
The hour has come. The special night of the display of the unlimited power of God is here. It's the yoke breaking night. A special all-night prayers at the MFM Prayer City, Kilometer 12, Legacy Ibadan Expressway. Get prepared, cause your yokes are about to break. Yoke Breaking Night, February 13th, 2026 at MFM Prayer City. Come, receive the power for unhindered success. Mini concert will start at 8 p.m. Main program begins 10 p.m. Dr. D.K. Olukoya will be ministering live. Come with a bottle of oil. The host of heaven shall arise and all yokes shall be broken. Jesus is Lord.
House dey dark and nepa bill dey choke. E dey worry you as e dey affect your business. So no turn don come. Imagine say you wake up for morning, light no shake, fridge don block, business no get wahala, everything dey okay. No be dream o. With Yohaku, na you dey control your light. Yohaku dey sell gas cooker, freezer, fridge, and dem go furnish you with modern kitchen o. Whether na inverter, batteries, panels, smart street lights, be na solar AC system wey you wan use for house, business, abi for industrial work, Yohaku stand chim to help you. Bye to nepa bill o. No wait till transformer go spoil again o. Oya run call Yohaku for 070-121-30260 or 080-324-82573, or you fit to call 080-669-60066. For Lagos, we dey for shop F1179 industrial section, Ojo Alaba International Market, or shop G6 electronic section, Alaba International Market, Headline, Ute Ubochi Plaza, Abuja office na Corporate 13, Dubai International Market, back of Games Village, Karu District for Abuja. For Port Harcourt, we dey for number 51, Oporo Road, Eziowa Elite Trade Center for Rivers State. Yohaku website na www.yohakuproducts.com. Online store na www.yohakustore.com. Yohaku, from sun to earth, we dey make your mind dey cool.
All right, welcome back. This is still the Evening Rush right here on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Before I go expose waiting, my people they talk when we went off air. Let us first of all, dissect the matter that we were talking about before we went on break. Now let's talk about Rufai. Rufai was saying that he may be arrested when he returns. That a lot of his close associates have been picked up. You know, when a bird is picking up crumbs, you know, simultaneously like that. And a lot of them have been detained for days, 70 days, 30 something days, 26 days. They've been grilling them and all of that. And he says that if he's arrested, it's going to be politically motivated. Now, we do know that Rufai has a case with the EFCC, right? And based on that imminent return of Rufai, the idea is to say that I am not on self-exile. I think somebody on YouTube is saying that Rufai went to Cairo or something for treatment. A strong criticizer of VOP. That one, I think he loves me in reverse because he's always insulting himself, not me anyways. So he's saying that he went to Cairo, but I don't know how true that is. However, what we can see for now is US. That's the official report. That's what Rufai said officially. So I can't speak on what any other person is saying. And he's saying he's coming, right? Because a letter was given to him from the EFCC. The EFCC delivered a letter of invitation to his residence in December 2025, which fueled the speculation that he could be arrested upon his return to Nigeria. So since they brought that invitation letter, he needs to go answer it. Remember that Malami they heavily came on Malami, and now it's Rufai. Rufai has a pending case about 423 billion naira. He needs to explain to the EFCC while he was the Kaduna State governor. Yes, precisely. And what am I even saying 400? It's about 400 and something billion naira. That's not the only thing. The investigators are tightening the noose. As of 2024, it was $248 million probe on Rufai. The investigators were actually on him at the time, he and his lawmakers, what they used that money for. So as of 2024, when this report came out, the EFCC said that these monies were unaccounted for by Rufai's government, despite Rufai saying that he kept all his records, gave it to the person who came after him, his successor, and giving details of all the monies that were spent. But EFCC said that they sued the lawmakers for libel because that case was dismissed. That's what Rufai is alleging. Also, another money that the EFCC is also investigating is about 800 million naira, $800 million and 700 million naira. So several monies in several tranches that they expect Rufai to account for or speak on. Also, Rufai said they were paying money to terrorists. The idea was to ensure that there's some sort of peace, but there was no peace recorded at the time when he was the governor of Kaduna State. But Rufai has always maintained that he's a principled person and that they were the founding members of the APC. Tinubu is not his friend, he's not his close ally. The person is close to his Buhari, and that he's a person of integrity. And even if Tinubu had actually given him an appointment and he sees already what is unfolding in the government, he would have resigned. That's what he's claiming, that he would have stepped down. So, Mr. Elvis, let me ask you this question. Do you think the invitation by the EFCC on Rufai is politically motivated by saying that all his associates are being picked up, and that they sent him a letter in December last year, but he was not around, so he feels that as he's returning, they would arrest him? Do you think that would take place, like that of Malami?
Esther, when I hear politically motivated, I get angry. Because if there were actually politically motivated intention behind whatever invitation anybody is called for, and your hands are actually cleared, Esther, don't dip your hands in cooking jar, you will be exonerated. The state he is now is that he has an invitation.
Yeah.
Let him come and tell the world how clean he is throughout his 8 years as governor of Kaduna State. Obi was a governor in this country. Have you heard that EFCC have invited Obi all this while? In spite of all his criticism against the government and all of that? Are you telling me that EFCC have not made every effort to see where they will be able to see Obi to nail? They would have done it, but they have not seen. That's why Obi is proud to move around and speak about the government. So if you have dipped your hands in the cooking jar and the EFCC have seen where to finger you and they are saying come and clear your name, and you are not turning it to say politically motivated because you want to call sympathy from Nigerians, it's uncalled for, and Nigerians are not ready to hear that. Go and answer your call. If you are so free and cleared, let it be that. But if you are not free, let the Lord take his course. That's what we are talking about. He should come back and answer whatever invitation he has with the EFCC.
Okay.
This is not the first time.
So it's not politically motivated stuff.
To me, I don't believe in it. He's served under APC.
These are the
same APC that is still in power that invited him. He served under APC. So he should come back and answer. When did he defect? Even Obasani, the present governor of Kaduna State, was his boy. He was the one that brought him. So he should come and answer. When Obasani came into power, he saw that there were so many things that was so wrong with Kaduna State. So some of those ones, the law will actually look into it. There are books. He is so smart. He's so smart and so versatile. But he should also come and use that his versatility now to answer some of these.
Do you think Peter Obi made a wrong move joining the ADC? Because of the persons in there, and it's a problem for some of his supporters to identify what he represents now with this set of persons, because I mean they're already picking them up. You want to fight a Tinubu and your cupboard is not clean. How do you want to fight if you claim somebody is dark or somebody has skeletons in their closet? Yes, I'm coming. If you say somebody has skeletons, you want to scrap off those skeletons, and that person somehow has a higher authority over you. You also have skeletons. How do you intend to scrap that person off when you don't have the state powers at your disposal? You can respond, Mr. Lawal.
Okay, same. People keep saying like where Obi find himself. Everybody is evil there. You keep saying like the other side, everybody is clean. Or you keep saying, no, that is not how politics works. It's not. All over the world, it doesn't work like that. Nobody is clean because not all the law that you have in the constitution is fair.
But now that the party is meant to be strategically galvanizing, I mean, you have a few months before your primaries. All right? No, hold on. I'm coming. This is strategy here. And it feels like Bola Tinubu knows what he's doing and the timing of all of these things. This party needs money. They need their money. They haven't zoned their tickets, right? They're doing an open primary, okay? Now, the persons who just left government are the ones that you can still see has money. One of them, Malami, currently he's answering questions. All his things are being, some of his monies will be frozen and some of his monies are being trailed. I don't know when they'll be done with him. Before they're done with him, God knows if primaries will not be closed, all right? Now it's El Rufai, who just finished from the government and the Kaduna State governor. These are persons that have money in the party. I'm not saying others don't have. And these are supposedly the strategic heads in the ADC. Now they are being distracted with having to respond to issues with the EFCC when the party is meant to be putting heads together and see how they intend to galvanize and put people together to fight a government that seems to have all that they have right now to, manipulate and do whatever it is they want to do. I'm not saying the government is manipulating, but I'm just saying. So my question is, don't you think that this is distracting at this point in time and could be a setback for the ADC?
See, you always forget one thing. That is the people. Every time we talk politically, we always look at these juggernauts and everything. But we always forget the people. If you keep remembering the position of the people, you will know why Peter Obi got that 12 million votes. And why some people will keep saying, coming out. I mean, okay, 6 million. Keeps coming out. Coming out to say that he actually won the election. Coming out boldly, and no one has been able to arrest them for treason. Because if you say that without evidence, you are committing treason. You get it? But yet they are coming boldly, and the government of the day have not been able, to pick them. So you can see that we keep leaving the major aspect of the politics of this country. We keep leaving them every time we talk political. And that is the people. Okay. The will of the people has come to stay.
All right.
But the only problem now is for the people to be able to stand by their will. That is the only thing that is left.
Mr. Elvis, there's somewhere I'm driving at. There's a reason why they call a couple of persons will say, oh, Tinubu, when it comes to administration, he's lacking. But when it comes to the kind of rugged political dynamism in Nigeria, he understands it. Now, this whole situation with Rufai has been on since he left the government. In 2024, he was invited by the EFCC for questioning. It was even the Kaduna state government that petitioned him. About $1.4 million was taken out of the coffers and diverted to another account, which amounts to 430 billion naira. That's basically the issue now they have with Rufai. Okay, so since that time, while the case is building up, we didn't see anything tangible. And then 2026, this is the period where parties are already putting all the structures together, corking the bottles. I mean, you can hear what the ABC just did. All the coordinators for all the zones are being given buses, money, whatever it is they need. They're going to all the states now to meet the political strategic holders, the opinion molders in that state, if they've not already done that. So they already concluded. Okay? Now, you as a party that wants to upstage one, you're already having issues with finance. The EFCC is on the case of your core members, and that is distracting because those ones have to pay their lawyers. Those ones have to strategize with their lawyers. So I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, that it could be that this move that Peter Obi made to the ADC may not have been the right call. And right now, Nigerians want somebody they can trust. They want a political party that is different from a party they condemn every day.
Well, Nigerians have said the move is not a wrong one, but for me, I didn't really see it as a move that was too decent for Peter Obi. Unfortunately, Labour Party has not fared well since after the 2023 general election. We saw what happened yesterday. Nenandi's man came into the secretariat. Today, Abure people have gone again to sack the Nenandi's.
Yes.
So
they broke in.
They broke in again. So when you see all these things, you just know that the trajectory of political situation in this nation is becoming very thick and tougher. But one thing you made mention of, if there is anybody that stole money when he was in government and he wants to use the money back again to campaign and bring himself back to government, Esther, such should be condemned. It should be condemned in total. If Rufai has questions to answer because of his corrupt, perceived corrupt practices when he was governor of Kaduna State, and probably was keeping that money again to come back in a bigger form, Nigerians should condemn that.
Yes.
And anti-corruption agencies should do their job as expected. You understand? So no Nigeria should actually applaud such person, because that money actually led to part of what we saw in Kajuru. There was no road. The governor was. They even said no governor has ever visited them. These people that were dumped in the church that day.
Yeah.
There was no road. What the governor now did, now Basani said, I'm going to give you road. One of the biggest problems they have is that even when you call for a reinforcement, even when people are being killed, before the military or whatever can get there, they would have gone because no road. And these people said they have never seen any governor in their state, in their area since they ever knew that place.
No government
presence.
That was and like these guys came and established themselves.
And this man was there. Part of that money we are talking about now, Esther, is supposed to be money that we're supposed to give those people road, give them school, give them health institutions. None of them is done. They are just there in the bush, just living their life without governance. It's so emotional in this nation, and you have been talking about some 400 and something billion to only one person who just came for just 8 years as governor. Then the EFCC. This is the reason why we continue to call EFCC out, Esther. They have more jobs. Nigerians are too corrupt. Just give Nigerians the little opportunity. It is not what you and I is saying here any longer. It becomes something else. So he cannot be crying like a canary bird like there in America. He should come back.
He said he's on his way back.
He must come back.
So and if he's found wanting,
and if he's found wanting, let the Lord taste his curse on him. Absolutely. We live far away from Kaduna, but his commissioner for home affairs throughout his 8 years, everybody knows his name, Samuel Aron, just because of condolence messages. That was the only thing that commissioner was doing, condolence messages. The man is a journalist like us. He has just written a book now, and I'm still looking for his book, because there was so much killing in Southern Kaduna. That's why I'm even angry that I don't even know if if America is actually saying that they are assisting Nigeria to fight genocide against Christians, Rufai ought not to have a visa to enter America. There was no banditry in this nation as at the time Buhari came into power in 2015. It was then that imported banditry. We only fighting Boko Haram before now. And Rufai knows too well how this banditry originated into this nation. He even said it, that they are paying them to go back. But unfortunately, these people are not going back. We are not seeing that.
Fertile ground.
They found a fertile ground. Now, that is what led to the Northwest, and then has also got spilled over to North Central. So, this kind of person ought not to even leave this station. It should be clipped and be investigated properly. Now that we have a foreign company, country that is assisting us, more of the names, like we have seen Kwankwaso today, we want to see more of that names.
We don't even need a foreign country
for
these names to be exposed.
We don't. There's nothing wrong about that.
No, what I'm saying is that for these names to be exposed,
yes, terrorism has become a worldwide thing.
They exchange intelligence.
It has become a worldwide thing.
Your country must be on top of the game.
I'm not saying there's anything wrong.
The government have to assist you.
Did you
not
hear
them being on top?
Mr. El,
Why
Mr.
you
Lawal,
to release more intelligence?
Did you hear
Osama bin Laden.
Did you hear Ali Kefas say Buhari put him in charge to investigate all of this? The Nigerian government know the sponsors of this. My question is, do they need to wait for US to announce these names and these organizations, something that is within their disposal to do? The president is the strongest person you can ever consider with the powers that the Constitution bestows on him. What is he afraid of?
Second tenor.
Busy with 2027.
They are busy with second tenor, Esther. Not for you and I. Second tenor is the issue here. Number one. Number two is lack of truth. Everybody that you see that is even as close as the Lagos boys are to the president is not hearing the truth. They will not give him the truth. And unfortunately, we have presidents in Nigeria who don't come out to feed the impulse of the people. Once they get in there, it's a different ball game. They are like locked in until when they want to take him to the airport, all of them will go and line up, shake their hand. He goes, and as he's coming, they welcome him and take him back. That is the problem. We have to have a dynamic president who will be able to move around. Why is everybody crying about Peter Obi? Peter Obi knows every nook and cranny of this country. If he happens to become president today, he also knows that, I've not heard from so. What is happening in that place? He will even ask questions.
If everything is good here,
even if it's good,
visit that place.
You
can go there for tourism. You can
he
go
has
there
he has almost completed his 4 years. How many states has he visited in Nigeria since he came into power? Except he's going to receive the defectors from another party. That's when you say, they will not go and line them up for him to come and say, APC. So let's take out politics. By the time you win an election as president, you're supposed to take out politics and face governance. Because the governance is what encompasses the whole Nigerians. You and I cannot be political party members. Everybody cannot be members of political party. But everybody wants to feed the governance of the president. Okay. Unfortunately, the whole 8 years is all politicking.
Wow.
That is the problem we have
and
here.
Another thing is this. You have a vice. I don't know what is wrong with us in this country. You have a vice. Go and look at every other country. Their vice is as active as the president himself.
So you're saying that the vice is not active?
Yeah, now.
Do you know?
Even if you cannot travel to this, the vice is supposed to be going around, supposed to be speaking as much as you are speaking.
Do you know what they are selling to the president about his vice?
In fact,
sometimes they will the president. Do you even know the relationship between the president and his vice?
Do you know
what they are selling to the president about his vice?
Why do you pick him? You pick somebody who you don't have a good relationship.
It's a political.
I don't understand what is wrong with this.
No, but it's a political relationship.
No.
You know that.
See, what we are doing. It's not wrong for us to look at what others are doing. Look at Trump. Trump is very powerful. And yet his vice is always as active as him.
I beg, if you want to make comparison with Nigerian government, use another African country. Don't use US.
I don't see. The problem is with Africans. It's not about... We Africans have that problem.
Don't talk about Trump. Talk about institutions in America that work. If institutions work, the president have very little work to do. Unfortunately, institutions don't work here. That's why everybody is talking about president.
Do you
know that if EFCC actually works, even if as the president is sitting on that seat, he's been investigated.
Yes, very true.
Do you understand?
Yes.
We saw what happened. CIA did to former president of America.
They are even doing it to Trump now.
Obama and Joe Biden.
Clinton.
Bill Clinton.
Even
Joe Biden.
Too. So if this
they are doing it to the President Trump now, they are doing it to him.
Institutions are not working. That's why you see INEC, National Assembly, ambushed electoral act bill against Nigerians and hurriedly went on recess because they thought
for 2 weeks. So if there was no protest,
they just came. Only 1 week they did, and they ran away because they knew what the landmine they have planted in the electoral bill. Institutions are not working. If institutions are working, INEC is supposed to be an institution that whatever nonsense they do, INEC is waiting for them Nigerians to give Nigerians credible election. Unfortunately, these are the issues we have. Nigerians should be clamoring on letting institution work, and this institution must not be anybody that is heading an institution supposed not to be an appointee of the president. That's where it becomes weakening in Nigeria. Once the president, it is he that hires that also fire. So they want to do the bidding of the person who brought them into power, and you know what it means here. The day you are appointed, Esther, maybe as special advisor of governor of Imo State, your state.
Your son.
I'll go and congratulate
my son will not
Esther,
change. Oh,
your son.
I'm stubborn. Oh,
Esther, listen. The first thing, do you know how it will happen? I'll congratulate you.
Yes.
I'll go and put up a page advert and congratulate you. By the time you now going through that, Mr. Elvis congratulated me. Then I'm already having an inroad into how I'll benefit from that position you are giving. That is the problem we have in this nation.
And you start hearing demands from different people.
You start hearing demand. People now start calling you. Phone starts ringing. Because of all this retinue of people you want to take care of, you are forgetting your primary aim.
All right, very quickly, let's look at Peter Ayodele claiming that Seyi Makinde is running to be the vice.
When you read that statement,
no, just hold on. I read your precise response. It says that according to him, this meeting took place in Minna. We saw that story yesterday where Atiku and Seyi Makinde came to meet former military administrator IBB. So he said that Makinde agreed to defect to ADC with one condition. Makinde agreed to join the ADC if he's handed the party's vice presidential ticket as Atiku's running mate, obviously Southwest. So Fayose is saying that the proposal would still be presented to Atiku's inner circle for approval. He also claimed that Makinde pledged financial support for the party's operations. I told you that the party needs money. According to Fayose, Makinde promised to release 10 billion naira in 2 phases to help the ADC begin its campaign activities. He allegedly assured that more funds would follow when full campaign operation starts. He's also stating that while they're mobilizing delegates from the Southwest during the party's primary election, that Makinde planned to use his wife's Rivers State background to attract support from the South. He posited that for the general election, using him to divide the Southwest votes will give the ADC the needed advantage. He revealed that another strategic meeting has been scheduled to hold in Dubai within 2 weeks. Atiku and Makinde were reported to have met with former military administrator General Ibrahim Babangida. And what is also one thing that he also said is the fact that Peter Obi will not accept to be Atiku's running mate, and he won't also be acceptable to the North as Atiku's successor. So, Mr. Elvis, very quickly, please.
I don't even know when Fayose became the spokesperson of.
I mean, he was so in depth though in this whole thing he released.
What is his problem with Makinde? He has been governor for 8 years and he has left. They are not even from the same state. Why is he after this young man? Why, when has he become his spokesperson? That he's not the one telling Nigerians that he wants to be vice president and he wants to cross carpet to another person.
Did you see the detail he gave?
Yes.
To the letter, the money, everything.
Why is he after this young man's life? He should face his own life. Fayose.
Did you say he's after his life?
Yes, because I'll be following so much of the statement he has been making about this governor for your state. What is he dragging with him? That man has done so well. You know, your people are so proud of him. His political future belongs to the people of his state. If they say go forward, he will move. He has as a young person, he's versatile enough and he has the qualification and he still has so much that if he wants to become vice president of this nation, even if he doesn't get it at this moment, he will still get it in future. He's still very young. his antecedent will actually play a good role for him when he wants to move forward. Ayofa Osei should face himself and face his political friend Wike, that all of them joined together to destroy PDP.
And I don't even know what is end game. What is his end game? That's Fayose. With all these things, I don't understand his end game, because all this thing is saying doesn't really matter.
Look at the details.
Doesn't matter.
As if it's his chief press secretary.
We
Is
don't
he
really
chief press
care about
secretary
all
to
this.
Makinde?
See the in-depth convo,
Yes.
If you like,
everything.
he can become vice to anybody. If you like, he can become whatever.
He has his
if you like,
political
can do as long
ambition. He
as
can go ahead.
He's already stating that the ADC needs finance, money.
see. I don't really believe.
He should loan them. He should loan them money
So they
now.
need money.
He should give them money.
Even all this Malami pig,
Hey.
Rufai God, it doesn't really affect. I don't think it affects a party like ADC financially.
Oh,
I don't,
okay.
because you just mentioned two people, and these people are not really, especially Malami is not so really relevant in that ADC. It's not, because he will really not get anything.
He
Malami
wanted
was
to
vying
be. He
for
wanted
governor.
to be governor of Kebbi State.
He was vying for
So it is-
governor.
He was vying for before
He's just trying
this.
to be in a small enclave there.
Before
in the
this,
States.
before
So that's
this,
every one of them that joined has an
No,
ambition.
don't.
They have
No,
an
it is-
ambition.
no,
Yes.
They all have
I'm
an
not saying
ambition,
they don't have,
man.
but I'm talking about the big wig that is, the
but
one
with
that
this
everybody's looking
exposure
at.
now, I think.
So, if he speak, doesn't really
Okay,
financially.
Nigerians, let's get your reaction. The number to call is 080-3692-9933. 080-3692-9933. The WhatsApp number is 0817-1756-338. That is a WhatsApp number. Hello, good evening. How are you? Hello? Hello? The calls come in and then they go off. All right. This is, oh, sorry. Thank God. The calls come in and then drop off. Okay, on WhatsApp, I mean. Hello, good evening. How are you? Can you hear me? 080-3692-9933. That's the number to call. Okay, that's enter well now. All right. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Hello, Esther.
Welcome,
How you
sir.
doing?
How are you?
I'm fine.
Welcome.
And you?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Please go ahead.
Okay. Greetings to your guests.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, this is Remy from Akoka.
All right, Remy, welcome.
Yeah, I think it is because you media
Remy, where are you, please?
fond of saying Obi is rolling with people who are being accused of corruption and all that. Why is it that when it comes to Obi, that is when we raise the bar? That is when we wear this our morality cap. Why do we always raise the bar for Obi? Why are we not saying Tinubu is appointing people with corrupt cases around them? Why are we not saying Tinubu is appointing? Sure, you have a lot of people around him that have corrupt cases. Or just can we name them? Even convicts are among them, both home and abroad. But when it comes to Obi, that is when we say, don't you think this case will rub off on Obi? Why Obi? Why Obi? Why this wrong equivalence? Why always? I think the media also need to do better. That is each time Obi. The last election, how many governors were in Labour Party? How many people were in Labour Party? And we saw what Obi did with Labour Party. So saying whether because Malami and the likes are being pointed out to affect ADC, did it affect Labour Party? Were there prominent people in Labour Party in the last election? No, but none. There was no elected officials there, and we saw what Nigerians did all by themselves. So we should be fair in our judgment. Always trying
Thank
to.
you, Remy. So it was a question. If you've been listening to conversations ever since this whole thing happened, so I don't think Remy joined us from the onset, or maybe he misconstrued the question. And
Nobody
I
is
said,
talking about
I don't understand what he's
What
saying.
he's saying.
Hold on, please. So for those of you who possibly, because some persons may just tune in and listen to what Remy said and think that is what was
And that will
discussed,
take over the
and that will
discussion.
take over the discussion. So please, let's contextualize stuff. Remy, so there is a perception and aura around Peter Obi, and yes, the bar when it comes to him is very high. Peter Obi represents something that Nigerians want to be replicated at the political level, at the higher echelon. And obviously, like he rightly stated, in 2023, where their governors, of all of those were not available. So if you have a clean aura, you're somebody that wants to create a political foundation that has to do with fairness, objectivity, low wastage, right? You're supposed to align yourself with persons who do not have what you condemn. That's basically, what a couple of Nigerians were saying. So if the persons that he's in a political party with are being picked up for stuff that he doesn't represent, he highly condemns, they're not even in the same link. I don't know if you understand what I am saying. So there are fears that in as much as they love him, but this set of persons, there's a question mark, and a couple of persons are uncomfortable with it. So Remy, in case you did not understand where that question was coming from, this is basically where the question is coming from. So nobody's judging him, as you have said. So I would implore us to please, when we call in, try to verify or get clarity before we make statements, so it doesn't seem as if you're accusing someone for something that they don't really mean to say, or what was not actually what it is. 080-3692-9933. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Yeah, good evening.
Welcome, ma. What's your name?
My name is Mazuda.
Mazi.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Welcome, sir.
Yeah, good evening, everybody in the studio.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Yo, I want everybody to know that anybody from APC, at the beginning of that very time they take Jonathan out, all of them are involved in the insecurity. All of them, because that very time, Femi, I think the former Minister of Aviation.
Hadi Sirika.
No. I think
Festus Keyamo.
No, Femi.
He's the current Minister of Aviation. So former Minister of Aviation, Hadi Sirika under Buhari.
No, under Jonathan is staff. That is the Femi Fanika there.
Okay, Fanika Kayode.
Yes.
He was aviation minister for some time.
Yes. He imported to APC then. And he stayed a little bit, he just come back. He imported back. They asked him why. I listened to radio. Because I started listening to radio 2011, October 1. I listened to him. He said that the reason why he come back from he leave APC is because there's a secret there. That anybody that is a Christian doesn't allow to know the secret. So that means everybody in APC then that formed APC, they are involved in insecurity. So all this is we are talking, even if Atiku, the current president now, all of them are together to form APC. They know why they form it. They know what they did to take power from Jonathan. So if they investigating this kind of president before, this guy, all of them must be investigated. All of them that are involved, mostly all of them that are Muslims there, including Amechi, they must investigate all of them because they are aware of what they did there. So not only one person, you understand? Let them do it to all of those people because they are all of them are involved in insecurity in this country. They imported it true. So nobody should keep anybody aside. And for this, let me tell you, a born again still exists in the world. Obi cannot walk alone. Good and bad must work together to achieve the best. Because bad must, change to good. Obi can change any bad person to be like him.
All right, thank you very much. God bless you. Hello, good evening. How are you? Can you turn down the volume on your radio, please?
Hello, good evening, Esther.
Good evening, sir. Welcome.
Good evening, Mr. Ekundayo, and good evening to Mr. Elvis.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir. You're welcome.
Esther, my belated congratulations to you for your engagement yesterday. The only regrettable thing is that with all your beauty and good work, it is a man that is coming for a second wife.
I did not agree. I did not collect it now.
That proposed to you. Anyway, this is ACN from Amuoto. Okay?
I did not accept anything. No. Go ahead.
Esther, I want to quickly reel out this information so that the gentlemen in the studio can help us digest this.
Okay.
Because I would tell you quite frankly that I've had times when I practically weep in my moment of solitude on issues that has to do with Nigeria. Like I practically weep. I am not a baby by all measure, but I've had time where I practically wept because of the things that are happening in Nigeria. Now, Esther, it is in this country that we were told that a bullion van at the eve of election, a bullion van went into somebody's house. And we were told that the bullion van missed its way. The citizens of Nigeria, the elites in Nigeria, the academicians in Nigeria, all the pastors, the imam in Nigeria, all of us that are speaking grammar in the studio, we were told, we were subjected to a minimum lifestyle that this bullion van actually missed its way into somebody's home. And this home is not my home. It's not the home of Mr. Kundayo. It's not the home of Esther, but the home of the then national leader of APC. What a country indeed. It is in this same country, Esther, that a governor claimed ticket of all the aspirants in his state was purchased by him. As if, and this governor, I went through his record to see his record of his previous record of employment and the establishment he had worked before coming to any government. No. I did not see anyone. And today we are celebrating him as Mr. Infrastructure. He is being honored as a honorable minister. It is in this same country that we saw a president call a segment of a country that he's leading dot in a circle. A president, the supposed custodian of our country, the first citizen of the nation, had the temerity to come to national television and actually use that unkind word to describe a section of the country that is under his leadership in this same country. So what have we not seen in this country? You are talking about 240 billion. The case of Beta Edu, the Ikoyi Gate, all these things are issues that has not seen the light of the day. And I can tell you, Esther, when we talk about issue of Peter Obi, my dear sister, I would want us to be very careful each time we talk about issue of Peter Obi. What do I mean? Peter Obi is the pious of our time. This is a man who has left power for over 12 years now. Currently, he is the vanguard and the leading voice of opposition. Nobody has indicted him. Everybody wants his neck. But he has not been found. No corruption has ever been traced to him. So when we talk about a man of this impeccable character, we really need to exercise caution, some kind of restraint, knowing that the man we are talking is not just your typical Nigeria, because what typifies the ordinary Nigerian politician is corruption. Corruption in the sense that we are told that...
Please, you've taken up 4 minutes. 4 minutes. ACN, 4 minutes. 4 minutes. Wow. 080-3692-9933. AB, your call keeps cutting off. Like, I really want to hear what you have to say. Please stay. What's going on? He's been calling on WhatsApp, and when I pick it, it just goes off. I think you need a very strong internet. AB, go and strengthen your internet too, because I've tried to pick your calls like 3 times now, and then when I pick it up, it just goes off. I really want to hear what AB has to say. So, AB, hello, good evening. Hello. Okay, okay, your internet is also not okay. Hello, good evening. How are you? Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Esther.
Welcome, sir. How are you?
I'm fine. And how are you? And how is everybody in the studio?
Ibrahim.
No, this is not Ibrahim.
Is this not Ibrahim?
No.
Okay. Go ahead. What's your name?
Mr. Robo from Mexico.
All right, sir. Welcome.
I greet your guest. I greet Mr. Kindayo. I greet Mr. Elvis.
Thank you very much, sir. Can you please pick up?
Okay, I'll try and do that.
Okay.
There's something I'll try to explain, Esther, and I don't know how to explain about tribe.
Okay.
You have always maintained that you have always maintained that the Muslims who go about killing people, that they are not Muslims.
True Muslims.
The Muslims who go about killing people, okay, that they are not true Muslims.
They hide under the guise of Islam.
They under the guise of Islam, and they are devils, and you call them all whatnot and all. But you are wrong. You are very wrong. See, the reason why Muslim leaders cannot condemn them is because these killers are true. They are the real Muslims. I'll give you an example. If early in the morning somebody brings out loudspeaker, maybe around 4:30 a.m., and then the person is shouting, repent of your sins. If you don't repent, you go to hell. And the person is disturbing the sleep of everybody in a particular environment. Do you know that Christians will find it difficult to condemn the person? Because Christianity says we should go out and evangelize. It will be difficult, even as a Christian, you know it's disturbing your sleep, but you cannot say it. Do you understand? So let me tell you, the only way Islam evangelize is by force. The other way they evangelize is through childbirth. Islam does not have a way of getting members except by force. It's either you accept Islam or you are killed. The Prophet did it. Him and his followers did it. That is how they spread Islam. So how would you now come today and say the people doing it are wrong? It is impossible for the leaders to come out and condemn them. If they condemn them, they are condemning Prophet Muhammad because he did it. Do you understand? So anytime you say, and these people, they are no, they will not condemn them. They are the ones that cannot do what they are supposed to do, and so they are even supporting people on the ground because this is jihad. It's the only way to spread Islam. If they succeed and destroy Kwara, they will get some people who convert to their side. Then they will move to another place. That is how they operate. It's not as if these people are evil. They are. You can say they are misguided. They believe what they read and all, but they are not evil. But let's talk about Peter Obi briefly. Like we have said, everybody has said, yes, Peter Obi is cleaner than every other politician in Nigeria. There's no doubt. And he has gone to ADC, which some people think it's a mistake. But I'll say this. Any party that Peter Obi had joined, anywhere that Peter Obi has tried to go to, he will meet problem. Because the government will never allow for peace to be there. Look at what they did to Labour now, until he had to. And immediately left, they were even trying to allow them, but they discovered that maybe we may want to come back to use it to start giving them confusion again. So now they are putting every of their site on ADC because of Peter Obi. Maybe when Peter Obi was not in ADC, they allowed ADC to do whatever they like. So if Peter Obi had gone to anywhere with only clean people, the government will still go there, Esther. They will not allow Peter Obi. If Peter Obi likes, it's just that we don't have the what you call it, independent presidents. What you can one of us will just say Peter Obi leave party. Just take any ticket from the air. Who will come behind you. They know all these things now. So that's why we are fighting for this electronic whatever of transmission of results. So that we just know that okay, we are coming to vote for you, Peter Obi. Even if he loses, let us just vote for him. Thank you, Esther. Good night.
All right, thank you so much, sir, for calling. Thank you. Hello, good evening. How are you?
All I know, we need somebody that can govern Nigeria very well.
Okay.
But especially you, the journalists, you keep saying that it's not the turn of the North. It's not. It's the turn. Is that gentleman agreement? Is it in the Constitution? Number one. Number two. There was a time the National Assembly want to put that in the Constitution to rotate the presidency. You in the southern part of the country, you say no, because it will create chaos in the country. I believe that if they put that one in the Constitution, I believe I am a minority tribe in the northern part of the country, Gombe State to be precise, because ever since the Gombe State was created in 1996, in Gombe South where I came from, we have never tested that part be a governor, except deputy governor. I believe if they put it in Constitution, one day, somebody from Gombe South will become the governor. So I don't know why for us to say that, okay, the gentleman agreement is now is better than the Constitution. To me, I don't believe that. So I need more enlightenment from the studio, Esther, right, especially. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
What he has just said is applicable to all states. In my state, Edo State, I'm also from a minority part of Edo State. Edo Central has the least local government, 5. Edo South has 7. Edo North has 6. We have 5. But we came up with an understanding that Edo State should stand on tripod. The 3 senatorial districts be rotating this governorship of the state. It's just an understanding. It's not a constitutional matter, Esther. That's why when Obaseki left 2024, Oshomole gave it to Obaseki after 8 years. Oshomole is from Edo North. Obaseki came in Edo South. He did 8 years. Then we are not talking about ESAN agenda.
Okay,
which Obaseki also supported us that it must be an ESAN person. Eventually, Oshomole wanted an Edo person. The deputy governor today, Idahosa, was the person Oshomole wanted. But Edo people said no, it can't be that. These people are also part of us. The 2 candidates that came in 2024 election were from ESAN. Igodalo and the present governor. To tell you that the ESAN agenda came to stay. And we got it. So what he's saying from Gombe, it's an understanding. It's not a constitutional matter.
No, what he's also trying to say is that the gentleman agreement thing is not in the constitution.
It's not in the constitution
in
any
agreement,
way.
So he doesn't know why people are still saying it's the turn of the South. And so long as we can get the bad leaders
we
out.
just want
but
peace.
There's something you just said now about an understanding. If that is the case, why is it that when it's the time of the South, it's a different conversation entirely? Because the South is divided, completely polarized. Let me give you an instance. If it is a northern candidate, somehow they know how they bargain, meet the relevant people and say, this is the person that we want to put out there. I know it's supposed to be your turn from this region in the north or whatever, but now our person, make we support her. I don't know if you understand what
we are talking about micro zoning now within the north and south.
Yes.
That is a different ballgame.
In this gentleman agreement thing. Now, apparently, based on what we're experiencing now, the emergence of Buhari was based on the fact that, Oga, when you finish, now me you go give. Turn of the South no means saying that anybody from the South, Southwest, me. I don't know if you understand what I am saying. It seems not everyone in the South was comfortable with that. A couple of persons see it as selfish because it's not everyone who wanted you to be the person that will be picked from the South. And even after that emerged, the president emerged after all the challenges and quagmire, the South still is divided. If we're complaining of insecurity, we're saying it's coming from a certain aspect of the country, right? But then those ones seems to be, they know how they do their thing. So why are we experiencing something else at the down south?
It is because,
my own is that the reason why it's like that is because in the South here, we are so exposed, we are so enlightened. If you say one thing, people want to analyze and discuss. In the North, most of them are not like that. They listen to what one person or their leaders will say. So it's easier for them to make use of that, their low level of level of education.
Really, it is not really low level education. It is just exposure and religion. In the North, they are so tied to their religion so much. But here in the South, we don't send anybody. You understand? That the presidency of this nation now, since the democracy came, that Southeast have not gotten it. We are not really comfortable with it. You understand? That's why you see so many of us are actually saying it is, if there is anything that is like microzoning, let Southeast also
that's what we will say. That why can't they have that understanding in the South? Okay, if Bola Tinubu finishes like this, when next is time of the South, let it come from.
But the problem
I don't know if you understand,
I understand what
I'm
you're saying. You see, the one we got, South got, it was not that it was given to us in a platter of gold. It was just the death of Yaradua that brought us into that.
So it was by chance.
It was by chance. It was just by chance.
Okay.
So otherwise, the Southwest do not want any other person to even take it from the South. They had 8 years of Obasanjo. They have another. They are going for another 4 years now.
They have another 8 years of Vice President Professor Yemi
Osinbajo. So
so the South is basically Southwest.
It's not Southwest, but other.
Seems so.
Let me say something about this. You see, the problem we are having in this Southwest is that the elections
Southwest or South.
I mean, this South. The problem is that election in Nigeria is not always free and fair.
No. That's
no,
a general
I'm coming.
one. That's
no. I have what I'm saying.
Let's take calls. Quickly be direct. I'm sorry, we need to take calls. Where exactly are you headed?
What I'm trying to Adibin is free and fair. We will be able to select the best person that people say this is what we want.
Are you sure?
But when we don't have the
Elections
best person,
generally or primary?
No, I'm talking about the election.
General election.
Yeah.
But
Nigeria in general.
Now,
Nigeria in general.
I am talking. See, that's why you see that in South you can have like 2-3 people coming out at the same time as a candidate from different parties, because we don't have. I think we will have a free and fair election. The people will be able to say, no, this is the person that is the most appropriate person
Sir, you
to
can
go
have
for this.
different parties come out. Is right. But you are confusing me,
No,
Mr.
no, I'm
Zawal.
not.
Yeah,
Somebody can step for somebody now. It happens even in
Somebody
America.
can step for who?
Yes.
Where?
If you have like 3 candidates from different parties, they can step down and say, okay, this person can go.
Remember in
This person is better.
1999, it was generally given to the Southwest.
Okay, please, let's take calls. I beg. Hello, good evening. Hello? Hello?
Yes,
Turn down the volume of your radio, please.
not there.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, I don't know.
I do. How you doing?
I'm fine, no. The issue, my name is Andrew. The issue of the election, you people are saying,
Hello?
You know where the problem is coming from. This issue of say, okay, Wike is going to go for election, they want people to follow. If not, he has only 1 vote. This one want to go, he want people to, Atiku want to go, he want people to follow. If Atiku withdraw, every other person is going to go back. That is where the problem is coming from. If not, if Atiku say, I'm not going to do it with the social and so person, but the followers like the other person, the followers can as well bypass him and vote for the other person. But in Nigeria, it doesn't work like that. So this issue of Obi, that he has no blemish, he doesn't have this, he doesn't have that. That is not what we're looking for in this part of the place. So the only way that man can get anything is if his own political party is a big one like APC, so that when the thing is moving ahead, they will not say, okay, this is, I've told you before now, even though APC goes to the...
Hello, sir. All right, 080-3692-9933. That's the number. Hello, good evening. Please turn down the volume of your radio. Thank you. Hello? Hello? Turn down the volume of your radio, please. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, good evening, sir. How are you? What's your name?
Hello.
I can hear you, sir. What's your name?
Okay, good evening.
Yes, good evening, sir. Welcome. What's your name?
My name is Nuruddin, calling from Ejigbo.
Nuruddin from Ejigbo. Nuruddin, welcome. Please go ahead.
Hello.
I can hear you, sir. Go ahead. I can hear you, Nuruddin. Go ahead. Hello, sir.
Can you hear me?
Very well. Loud and clear. Please go ahead.
So the person talk about like preaching on Islam is by force. So for me, it's not by force. You get me?
We're listening,
Hello?
sir. Please go ahead, sir.
So in Islam, we don't force anybody to accept Islam. If you preach, the person didn't accept, fine. Then the person accept is still fine. So we don't force anybody. Even during the life of the prophet, he didn't force anybody to accept Islam. He only preach. And if you didn't accept it, he won't force you. He will leave you for whatever belief you want to believe in. But his own is to preach to people. And those that accepted it, they accepted it. The one that did not accept, he didn't force them. So it's the same thing that should be applied to all Muslims. If you want to preach to anybody, whatever your level in Islam position, Imam, Sheikh, or whatever. So I thought that you want to preach to anybody, you don't have to involve yourself forcing somebody. So Islam is not like that. I believe that person doesn't have the knowledge. So he's just saying what he taught in his own mindset. So that is how it is.
All right. Thank you so much, Nuruddin. Thank you. Hello. Good evening. How are you?
Hello, my good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm fine.
Welcome, sir.
My name is Aziz.
Aziz. Location, sir?
From Okota.
All right. Go ahead, sir.
See, about this Muslim and Christian issue. I've told many friends in my life because I'm a Muslim.
Okay.
I say to a friend that if he was a Christian, that killing Muslim, I know what Muslim people can do. Are you listening to me?
Yes, I'm listening to you.
I told them it's a shame for a Muslim leader to not come out and defend herself. Because from beginning we are hearing it, jihad, jihad, jihad. Why they cannot declare them as a terrorist? I told them I was not a Muslim anymore because it's a shame for me to be under this mess every day. But we are the Quran. It is not what they told us to be doing. The white people are doing such. Who told them that they're going to marry angel in heaven? Why are they killing people? For what? Is it what they told them they're doing? So my sister, I was ashamed of them. I told my brother yesterday, he was saying, hey, I should shut down, no babies. I said, look at you. We read Quran. This is not what they told us. People have been doing. So for me, I don't like the way they're doing. There are people there that are terrorists. I can't lie to you. Muslim is terrorist organization. The way they are doing.
It's not all of them, sir, because you have them in the southwest and they don't act like that. Hello. All right. I think. Hello. Hello. Okay, I think he has said what he wants to say. 08036929933. All right. Hello. Good evening. How are you? Turn down the volume of your radio, please. Hello. Please turn down the volume of your radio. Hello, sir. Please quickly do that. Hello. All right. 08036929933. Hello. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. Welcome.
My name is Dr. Bashir Ambi Mohammed, calling from Apapa.
From Apapa. Welcome, sir.
Yes. Yeah, first caller.
First time. Let me ring bell for you, please. Hold on. Welcome. Please go ahead, sir.
Yes. One, I have advice for this particular radio station.
Okay.
I want us to conform with the main ethics of journalism profession.
Okay.
And to adhere strictly by our, law. And secondly, to ensure that anybody, an analyst, should be familiar with what he or she will say. And the issue of religion is very, very sensitive.
Yeah.
As the second to the last caller said, I always listen to you on daily basis.
Yeah.
The issue of Islam, it must be noted that there is no compulsion in religion. And no religion in Islam, nobody is allowed to kill. So for people to come out and be saying all manner of things on air, on national radio, is not going to help. We are to disseminate information that will help the public. Investigative journalism is allowed. Let's find out the solution. The enemies of Nigeria, how do we chase them out? That is it. I think it's high time we stop bringing the issue of religion to I am a Muslim, born and brought up. I feel pain whenever somebody is talking completely out of Islamic context. So please, I like the way you at times you do caution them, but it's un-Islamic. Islam does not permit anybody to kill anybody. There is no compulsion in religion. Let's stick, if we are to talk politics, let's talk about politics. I think it's high time we minimize the issue of ethnicity, religion, and focus on political ideals that will move this country forward, please. Thank you.
All right, sir. Thank you so much for calling. Okay. So what happened is the fact that, unfortunately, as things have been unfolding in the country, it has been along ethnic and religious lines. And when the terrorists do what they do, they call Allahu Akbar. And I've always said it here that these persons don't practice true Islam. I schooled in the north. I said it. My close allies and friends were northerners, or Muslims actually. We go to the mosque together. We pray together. We read the Quran together. What I knew then, it's not what I'm hearing or reading about or experiencing now. So when certain elements use religion to carry out mayhem, it creates a problem in a mindset. Unfortunately, some of the leaders don't call out the menace, don't call out these individuals to say they do not represent Islam. They do not represent what we stand for. And that is the problem a lot of Nigerians are having. And so you now see an entire tag on the religion and an ethnic group. Now, you can see US passing a bill saying Fulani militia. But we know that it's the tribe they're referring to. Meanwhile, it's not all Fulanis that, going about with this unnecessary and heinous crimes that are being committed. So I understand you who called in. It's quite unfortunate and it's a very sensitive conversation. But these things are happening every day. And they do it with the guise of religion and ethnicity. So we need to differentiate and distance that this person's doing this despite the fact that they say them. Exactly,
especially from the Sultanate
exactly.
Council.
So, sir, I know it's very sensitive, and I know it's heartbreaking because religion forms a core part of Nigeria. Even Christians society. To commit crime. Pastors do a lot of terrible ritual stuff. Exactly. But condemn these things and dissociate yourself from these people. But I am the one that is always doing it, and I get callbacks here. Esther, stop defending. Oh, Esther Fulani, Esther Ewu Hausa. They say several things. They call me several names. I'm used to it. But that's just basically how it feels like. So I understand you, sir, but please don't take it personal. Okay? Don't take it personal. Thank you so much for your advice. I sincerely do appreciate. 08036929933. Hello, good evening. How are you? Hello? Okay, if you're calling on WhatsApp, make your internet stronger. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Welcome, sir. How are you?
I'm fine.
What's your name, sir?
This is St. Viked speaking from Ikotun.
Welcome, sir. Please go ahead.
Nice one you people have tabled tonight. But sorry to say, because I don't like joining issues with people, but there's no way we cannot be talking politics and discuss, that we won't discuss certain factors. Because if you are going to contest election today in Nigeria, the factor of religion, region, tribe must come in. And these people who are killing innocent souls, they claim to belong to certain religion. So when certain people, I don't do it, when certain people call them out, you don't get annoyed that they are calling them what they have told the world that they are. They said they are fighting for their religion to claim to convert people forcefully. I'm talking to you now. One of my uncles lost 5 of his children to these animals. So such a person who had lived in the north, I myself, I was in the north for a while, but nobody attempted to kill me. That my uncle is such a person. Would you now be telling him not to mention that the people who killed him, that they actually came in the name of certain religion? We can't say that. If we de-emphasize this thing, it is not going to bring that result. I am not a religious bigot. I mix with different people from different ethnic background and religious background. Back to the issue of a gentleman agreement that is not constitutional. I heard, is it Mr. Elvis, who was saying that the Yorubas do not want Igbos not to be president.
He didn't say so, Sao. Hey.
Okay, correct me. He said the thing had always been between the Southwest here.
It has always been the Southwest representing the South.
He made that comment. If I'm wrong, let him tell me that I'm wrong. He said Yorubas do not want it to go to elsewhere apart from them. That is not true. The thing has to do with what is it called? Civil war. After the civil war, Nigeria has been polarized. The Igbo man does not trust the Yoruba man. The Yoruba man does not trust Igbo man. The Hausa man does not trust typical Igbo man. So it is not our fault that certain things are happening the way they are happening. I am not a politician. I'm looking for the best person to rule this country. In his own state, the issue of where you are coming also came out eventually. In Kogi State, if Prince Abubakar, if he had not died, it would have only be what are they called? Igala people. It was the death of Prince Abubakar that brought in an Ebira man. And when Bello got there, he said he was going to balance the 16 years that the Igalas had used, that his own brother would take over again. In Benue State, Benue has Tifi dominant tribe. They have Idoma, they have Igede, they have Ntokun. Since 1999, it has always been Tifi people. Now, if you ask the Tifi people, why can't you people allow Idomas to be governor? They will ask you that in their own zone, that they have Igede, they have Ntokun. Why is it that it is only Idoma people that are representing them? So Nigerian case is complex. It is not about somebody not, and again. Sorry, I want to chip in a point.
Right.
Hello? I want to chip in a point. The position, the kind of political ideologies that Igbo, sorry to say, I don't hate anybody, that they are holding these days. Yorubas were also holding it before now, that they saw the center, especially in the days of Awolowo. They were seeing it as it is not our own, it is those people's own. By then, the alliance was similarly between the north and the southeast.
Okay.
And the southeast. But somewhere along the line, Yorubas said, we can't continue to play this game like this. Okay. See, people call Yorubas betrayers. We are not betrayers. We know how to play diplomacy. That is what is happening. But I'm sorry to say, a typical Igbo man will tell you his mind and he's not going to change it. They cannot be as diplomatic as Yorubas. Now, you read in the afternoon, you were talking.
Hello? Zenvike.
Fayoshe, who is saying that the North, they do not trust Peter.
That's what he said, that's Fayoshe.
He said so. See, he said so. I heard it in the North myself. I'm sorry that I'm saying this. I heard it in the North myself. Secondly, if the Igbos can, I don't know how to put this word, not to offend the sensibility of anybody. But with the way it is going like that, if we are not going to pipe low, to play diplomacy, is definitely, in most cases, it will not be going to Southeast. The people who are coming out from Southeast, Okorosha and Opus Odima, they are calling them Ewu Hausa. So how would you get it then? If you are saying that, okay, because they are not righteous, no righteous man goes into politics. That's just it in this part of the world. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much for calling to Vicade. 08036929933. That's the number to call. Hello, good evening. Okay, you have something to say. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Go ahead, sir. You want to say something?
He cannot just come and paint a tribe as the most purified tribe in Nigeria. He spoke, gloomily about his own tribe because he's a Yoruba man. Every one of us owns this nation. That the two tenor, most of the time the presidency has come to decide that it's Yoruba that is getting it. It should even be a source of worry to him. When you still have South-South, you have South-East, you have South-West, it should also be a source of worry to him. He should not be talking about diplomacy here. There is no tribe that cannot play that same diplomacy. He should not turn the matter, because he still says it's not a political bigot. Yeah. I gave an example with my own state and understanding in my own state. So he should not come and be saying, Mr. Ivy said, it's only Yoruba. Why is it that? Why is he saying that? Look at the language he used. The Yoruba man cannot trust an Igbo man. An Igbo Hausa man cannot trust who are they? I don't know part of Nigeria.
They're all Nigerians.
I don't know part of Nigeria. We should not use such language in the national radio.
Even the North, they are having the same issue. The same thing is going on in the North, where one certain part of the North are always getting the presidency and the leadership. Is happening.
All right.
But what the main issue we are having is that people see political office as a job, where they go there, they enrich themselves. That's why you see them, it's my turn. Adibin is a place where by the time you are
through, no monetary,
you'll be properly scrutinized. If you commit anything, you'll be dealt with. People will be running away from it.
All right, this person says, let's take some messages. Dear Esther, good evening. Please, did I hear Mr. Ekunda clearly say that those who are saying that Peter Obi won the last election should be arrested and charged for treason? Is that so? Can Mr. Ekunda show us the law? Godi Nwadi Biel from Ojo.
You doesn't understand what I said.
Okay, can you please clarify? That's why I always ask you questions in a way so that, because people can misconstrue what you mean very easily. Can you clarify,
please? What I'm just saying is that some people said that Peter Obi won, that if it is wrong, they will have been arrested and charged for treason. But nobody is coming out. The government of the day is not even coming out to say, no, what you said was wrong. So I'm just that's what I said.
All right, this person says, hi VOP, the caller that called on the discussion of religion, like saying one is an ostrich that puts their head in sand in times of bad times. Let the Islamic clerics also come out and call out these terrorists that are killing people and forcing people to take their religion by force. If the clerics don't come out to call against these terrorists, then it means they are okay with see what happened to the emir that called out the terrorists in Kwara. Until now, nobody came out to support the emir. Sean. That's basically where this is coming from. These political juggernautes should unite to see that gentleman's agreement of rotation between North and South works before, within, and after the primaries in order not to threaten the fragile peace in this country. Therefore, the gladiators in the opposition, especially ADC, should ensure that it works for the cohesion of the country. Tony Anele from Ijagemo. Good evening, Esther. Please read my message. Your analyst in the studio. Okay, good evening, and your analyst in the studio. My name is Chris from Ikotu, and my take is just a simple question. Okay, towards what is happening in Nigeria is not VOP, please. Which one is VOP thoughts? And secondly, majority of Nigeria don't vote. Okay, okay, I don't understand. I don't comprehend what you just wrote. My take is just a simple question from you, Esther. VOP presenter always says our thoughts towards what is happening in Nigeria. It's not of VOP, please. Which one is VOP thoughts? And secondly, majority of Nigeria don't vote party, they vote personality, because we know individuals that will make a good governance. Oga, can you reconstruct your message?
The first part of it, I think, is talking about disclaimer.
Okay, disclaimer.
The course of call and analysis are part of their own opinion.
I always put out that disclaimer.
It's not an opinion of the station.
That's
what he's saying. Why do you say that? That's what he's questioning.
You need to tell them now.
Okay, then why do I say it's not?
Yes.
There's a reason, Oga. A very strong reason. NBC actually say that, like it's a necessity, because that's a perception and opinion of the guests. It doesn't mean that it reflects the radio station. Yes, so each analyst that comes gives their own opinion or perception based on their intellectual capacity on the issues we dissect here. My own perception may be different from theirs, and VOP's ideal may be different from theirs. So that's what it means, actually. So, but please, next time when you write messages, be very legible. Let's comprehend what you're writing. Good evening, Esther. Does it mean that it is only Alhaji Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso that is sponsoring terrorism in Nigeria? What about other names?
The 34 names that was given by
we have
UAE.
Different characters speaking in different angle in support of APC, which Peter Ayodele Fayose is one of them. We can recall when he said Peter Obi is only character in ADC, and today he said Sheyi Makinde is aspiring to be Atiku's running mate. Does it mean Peter Ayodele Fayose is a spokesperson of Peter Obi and Sheyi Makinde? God bless Mr. Elvis and Mr. Lawal for educating us. All right, thank you. Good evening, Esther. Good evening, Esther. Good evening to you. Audu from Cement. The issue of trust has always been the problem of who to lead Nigeria from the southern part of Nigeria. If you want to lead, work with other tribes to build trust and they will give you the power. Igbos learn to work with other people. All right. More messages. I need to take more messages. Good evening to you in the studio. The man that called from Agbapa is one of those causing religious problems. He has not called to contribute on the topic about Nigeria, but commenting about the truth about what his people are turning Nigeria to. Have you heard from any Christian challenging those who contribute to religious matters? How do Muslim evangelism if it's not by force? Well, not all of them actually evangelize by force. Again, that's a clarification. Not all of them. It's not all of them. All right. Good evening, VOP. Just look at you all. They don't want the Igbos to rule. Look at what those two analysts are saying. Just let everyone go their way. 3 regions. If not, the problem will not stop. The confusion is coming from the south on presidency because you have given the north an ultimate upper hand in the presidential cycle. Like it or not, the north is... okay. All right. Good evening, Esther and the analyst. You're doing a good job. However, I think it will help a great deal to have someone with deep knowledge of Islam to be part of your analyst. So many deliberate misinformation are being dished out about Islam, and I was surprised we allowed the other guy that called and said stuff about Islam without caution. I did caution, and I said it's not. I think the guy said he was a Muslim before, but he stopped being a Muslim, and I said it's not everyone. So you guys, people have their experiences, and like I said, the recent happenings is really is driving that's
I even expect them to be condemning this terrorism instead of attacking somebody who is saying something. You should come out and condemn the terrorism. Now that's where people will know this is where you stand.
No, I understand. You are
condemning the person who is speaking.
I understand our Muslim brothers are very particular about this. If you grew up there, you would understand that religion is an intricate part of their lifestyle. But I wish that we can, at this point in time, call out evil for what it is, but not attach it that it is part of the religion. That is what I have always maintained.
See, let me tell you something. What people have experienced is that these terrorists
when they attack a village, they will say Allahu Akbar.
That's the issue.
Sometimes they will tell the villagers if it's either you join Islam or you don't. Now, that is the mindset that people carry. That this is what they saw. They are high witnesses now. If you know it's not right, you condemn the terrorists.
Why was Leah Sharibu not released? Leah Sharibu was not released because she did not denounce her religion. That's why she was not released. Leah Sharibu.
And the other lady that was stoned in Sokoto,
Deborah Yakubu.
It was done openly.
Deborah
and nobody came out to condemn it. So what do you now want people to say? You would have come out and condemn that thing and let those people who did that thing be brought to book. You didn't.
All right. He says terrorism is bad and it cuts across all sections. No religion preaches violence. Let's condemn the violence. And yes, many sheikhs have condemned the killings in the name of religion. A simple search on the internet will show you a long list of Muslim leaders and groups that have always condemned and still condemning it. You are free to believe whatever you want to believe anyway. Jamad from Mehran. All right, Jamad, well done. Like I said, the incidents happening lately and sporadically and consistently, it's not given a positive impression. So I think it's about time that all our leaders, whether Christian, Muslim, everyone calls out this crime and there should be a unified effort to end it. It's not like you keep quiet and cover up just because. I don't know if you get my drift. Yeah. Good evening, Esther. Kwankwaso cannot work with Obi. He will want to become president even before the end of first term. So Obi must be careful with Kwankwaso. He should not work with Atiku and Gideon. Okay, what happened in Turkey was Arab not force them and turn them to Muslims? Okay, let's say the likes of Atiku Rufai Malami decides to support Obi and he wins. What difference will his government make? Obi missed it the day he joined ADC. It's better to move to an unknown party at the dying minute. All Nigerians needed was just the name of the party he is so as to vote. He has missed it. Let him try it by 2030. Aurora. Good evening, VOP. Good evening to you. I wouldn't have messaged tonight, but just love learning. But for some people who intend to claim that, okay, these calls are interrupting. But some people who intend to claim knowledge, okay, you guys are endless. Okay, please stop calling. I'm reading messages. Please. All right, but for some people who intend to claim knowledge that people who practice Islam, I have decided to chip in this. Islam is not a religion on violence and jihad. It's spreading peace, and that's the reason I practice it. People like a caller out today speaking from a prejudiced view. So next time, someone that doesn't know details of something should keep quiet. He talks about Islam from unlearned perspective. Please, enjoin anyone who needs to know the real practice of Islam to learn and desist from drawing conclusions wrongly. Such impressions rather generates a kind of hatred. Ola from Agor. All right. Good evening. Corruption. 300 trillion naira missing in LNPC. A governor from Kogi. How much? Snake swallowed money. How much? Monkey took away money. How much? Money for feeding school children. How much? Money budgeted for 2023 election for election transmission on real time and was reported malfunctioning system. How much? Subsidy gone. The money from this statement for almost 3 years now. How much? Please, let's be honest. Nigeria is not ready to fight corruption under this government. APC today. Patrick from Ushodi. All right. Hi, Esther. The last caller was wrong. The terrorists are evil and need to be stopped. They are devils. Danladi from Agor. All right. Hello, Esther. You should have allowed that last caller to finish up his call, regardless of the time limit. I did. He finished what he was saying.
Then he cuts by himself.
You guys, that's how somebody said I abruptly ended here. Remy finished speaking and he was done. I don't get it. But you can't impress people. Those are the kind of calls and conversation you should give more engagement than the one of OAB from Ekwe, who does not know what he's always saying. AB has not spoken today. The last call before you said AB's call was going off made some vital points with the fact that needed more engagement because he nailed it. Going further, I feel such person should also be given the privilege to your station for reasonable conversation about the state of the country. My take, thanks. Mr. Ifex, I didn't caught his call. I think he's referring to St. Vicade. And he was done, or at some point I couldn't hear what he was saying. The call went off, so it wasn't me, Mr. FX. Thank you so much. Good evening. My name is Michael from Surulere. Remy is absolutely correct in his analysis as he was referring to the question you asked Mr. Ekundaya. If Obi made the right decision by joining ADC, and his response was what Remy was talking about. Having said that, I would concur 100% with Remy and disagree in totality with anyone who says Peter Obi shouldn't have gone to ADC, because you cannot change a bad setting being an outsider. If you must change any bad setting, you have to be in that setting to be able to change the trajectory of that setting, either good or bad. All right. This person says, good evening, Esther. The revelation of the diversion of about 240 billion naira from the coffers of NSTIF is a tip of the iceberg when one considers the monumental corruption incubated under this administration when it exists from the corridors of power in 2027. Let us watch and see how Nemesis will catch up with them. Barrister Francis from Festac Town. All right. Good evening, Esther. Many of the ADC members, they are frauds, they are fraudsters and deceivers. They don't have any good agenda for the country. They are fighting for their own selfish interests. Oga, you know, put your name, you just call, abuse everybody for ADC. You know, come put your name. Good evening, dear Esther. I salute my barrister Darlington, best lawyer of the year. Each time I'm listening to Esther and barrister Darlington, I'm always smiling because you always say the truth. But the problem of Nigeria is that we hate the truth. God Almighty, over to you. I am Wale Kainde Hussein Bababeje Enire from Oshodi. Well, barrister Darlington is not in the studio. Good evening, VOP. Where is Remy in London? I have not been hearing his voice. Thanks, Frank, for my ball. All right. Good evening, Esther and my lovely crew. Please, Esther, read my message. Mr. Fayoshe cannot be taken serious. He is not in ADC to know what is happening there. Telling us what is going on between Atiku and Makinde just to distract attention from Peter Obi. Was he there? Rufai should not make us to begin to pity him. He had been a part of this bad government. He should go and answer for the things he did. QED. Chibuzo from Ebweda. Mr. Elvis, please, what's your final take?
We should drop this this religion and tribal sentiment in this nation and let this nation move forward. Whatever the Christians are suffering, the same thing the Muslims are suffering. We go to the same market, we ply the same road, we run from the same insecurity and all others. So we should hold the few people that brought us to this situation. We are accountable. Let's drop these things they are using to divide us.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Lawa Akondaya.
My own is that God bless Nigerians. That's all.
Is that all you want to say?
God bless Nigeria. We need blessings of God, honestly, because I don't know what is going on in this country.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's a wrap on the conversation today. Tomorrow, we intend to have a very interesting personality join us on the evening rush, and we're going to ask questions as raw as possible. Fellow Nigerians, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, these are trying times. We like for you to express yourselves. You don't have to agree. Nobody has to agree with anything, and everyone can call on the radio station to express themselves on issues in government. And like I've always said, there is no growth if we continue with ethnic sentiment and religious sentiment. But it is time that Nigerians see evil and call it out, regardless of whatever religion you practice. Where I come from, if somebody is caught doing something, they disgrace you. My family, they will do that. If you do something wrong, you'll be disgraced. They don't hide evil. So we should try not to hide evil because that person is from our side. Okay, that person is a Christian. Let's cover the person up. That person is an Igbo or Yoruba or Hausa or Nupe or Tiv. Let's cover the person up. No, evil is evil. Call it out. If people do wrong, call them out. And if people do right, compliment them. I get a lot of backlashes. I mean, there's this person called, I've forgotten his name. He always sends messages here. His destiny and his lifelong ambition is to always insult anytime he comes on the program because he's supporting the current administration. And I don't have any issue with that. There's no problem with that. But if you don't like somewhere and if you don't like something, you don't have to stay there. You can go to where you like to listen to information that resonates with your orientation. But we need to call out evil when evil is actually happening. And I've always said, please, let's not attach evil to a particular religion and a particular ethnic group. People are evil. There are evil people, and evil can be committed under any guise. I've always said it. To generalize is dangerous and is very wrong. Like what is going on now in the US and the bill that they currently passed is a very dangerous thing. So to my Muslim brothers, nothing personal. I have experienced how Islam is practiced, but please, it's time to call out these evildoers and these perpetrators because it's not resonating well for the religion at all. Thank you. Have yourself an amazing evening, and I'll see you tomorrow.